All right, story time. So, this car is one of two cars that sparked my love of the RC hobby. This car was the first hobby grade RC car on my street. There's a couple of us that had some toy grade stuff, like, for example, those are two Sears Lobo 3s. I got those with the boxes a couple of months back, one black, one white. That's another video someday. That was my last toy grade RC car. So what we have here, this is a Kyosho Shadow. Its claim to fame is that it is Kyosho's first shaft-driven four-wheel drive car. When my neighbor Kevin got this car, myself and other neighborhood kids were actually hiding in his backyard, peeking through his window, watching him and his dad build this thing. We were absolutely blown away. So this sucker is barn fine fresh. Look at the dust. I haven't even gotten around to dusting it off yet. So years ago, right before lockdown, I got back into RC and built the track in the backyard and was intent on getting into racing. And I made this long drawn out post about my history with RC, and I talked about this car. And Kevin actually posted, and he's like, "You've got the memory of a savant. Like, how do you remember all that, man? I don't even know where that car is anymore." And that was in 2019, 2020. Fast forward to this spring, and Kevin is cleaning out his childhood home on the street that we grew up on, and he sends me a message. He's like, "Hey, man, you still want my RC car?" I'm like, "Hold my beer. I will be right there." So he gave this to me free of charge with the original Challenger 250 radio, the manual, pretty much like everything but the box and the sales receipt. It's pretty freaking awesome. Body's a little rough. I'm not sure what's going on here, why he's got this cut out here. But Team Blue Groove to the rescue. I will be putting a brand new body on this car. So let's have a little look-see. The Kyosho Shadow came out in 88. When I told that to Kevin, he was like, "That's impossible." I turned 16 in 1989, and I was into sex, drugs, rock and roll, and real cars. And he was driving a motorcycle. He had a Monte Carlo. Like, he wasn't playing with toy cars anymore. So this thing did not get a lot of miles on it before it got shelved. So it has a melted servo wire, but no, never fear. I have in here somewhere. Yeah, I have a replacement that I just threw into the car. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I plugged it into the receiver. So this is old school. Futaba and High-Tech back in the day were compatible. You could use a Futaba transmitter with a High-Tech receiver. And the servo connectors are very similar as well. But look at that thing. That is legit old, man. So this radio system must have been sitting on a shelf. This car came from a hobby shop in Fredericton called the Family Hobby Center, run by Holland. We used to just call him Holly. Man, my parents' phone bill back in the 80s, crazy. That guy would talk to me about RC on the phone forever, answer all my questions. We didn't have the internet. You're talking 88, 89, 90. So I saw this car in my neighborhood in 88, 89. And by 1990, 91, 16 years old, I got a job at a hobby shop, which, interestingly enough, was right around the corner from where I currently live. The building is still there. Obviously, it's not a hobby shop anymore, but just this nice couple who were entrepreneurs who decided, "Hey, man, there's no Campbellton hobby shop, so let's open one." And they did. And me and my buddy Paul, he's the owner of the other car. That is the reason why I got into RC. And that was a Tamiya Hornet. So Paul, and I'm sure I've talked about this in other videos before as well, Paul brought his Tamiya Hornet to grade 7 French class to do an oral presentation on, you ready for this? Les voitures téléguidées, which is pure Francophonie French for RC cars. I saw that, to me, a Hornet, and absolutely fell in love. I did not know that hobby grade RCs were a thing even, right? So Paul had the Hornet. This car was the first hobby grade on my block. Then another kid got a Kyosho Raider, and then I got my Big Brute. So this is going to get cleaned up, repaired. There's some little things going on there. I don't think I will. Well, I'm going to run it. Actually, Kevin asked me to run it and take a video. So there's the shaft drive for the 4-wheel drive. I guess you got to turn the front and back to get it to work. But anyway, oil-filled shocks, early generation Kyosho mechanical speed control. That's the mechanical speed control that came with my Big Brute, and it did not last a week. I may not even have lasted a day. And then Kyosho upgraded to this bad boy. And this is what came out in the later kits in 88, 89. And it was pretty bulletproof. Still not as good as a Tamiya mechanical, but it worked. It worked. Had a BEC, right? So that plugged into your switch, and you ran your servos off of your stick pack. So pretty rudimentary technology for the day. But anyway, so this car, so important to me. Like, this was the first hobby grade car on my street, and it's now part of my vintage collection, and I could not be prouder. So thanks to Kevin. Thanks to you for watching. When I strip this down and clean it up, we'll probably make another video about that. So until next time, thanks for watching. Bye for now.